What if I told you there's a simple, lightweight way to secure communication between applications? What if your app could verify its identity without a complex login system? Sounds intriguing, right? Well, today we are going to dive into this API key based authentication. We'll explore what it is, how it works, and where you can use it. Plus, I'll show you a simple diagram to break it all down. So let's jump in. In the previous video, we learned about basic authentication in ASP.NET Core Web API. Today, we are going to move a step forward and I'll show you how this API key based authentication works. But first things first, what is an API key? So, an API key is a unique password or an identifier that gives you access to an API. And that API will in turn communicate with several other or maybe a few more software systems to give you some desired results. Now, how does this actually work? So, let us say that you have got an app, or maybe that is your client, and then over here, as usual, we have got this API server that is hosting an endpoint. Again, let us call it get is what I'm going to request type, and then home is my endpoint's name. So when the app sends a request to this API server or your client sends a request to this API server, what this is going to do is it is going to embed an API key, which could be a string, which is a string in the request header. Once that is done, the API server, when it receives your request, it will know that it is a valid API key and your request is authenticated. And then API server is going to send you a 200 OK response. So where previously we were including an authorization header, we were including an authorization header over here, which had your username and password in the basic authentication mechanism. In API key based authentication, we are not passing any authorization header, but instead we are passing an API key in your request header. So we'll compare both API key based authentication and first get ahead with this. Okay, so this is how in a nutshell it works. Okay, so now how does this API key usually looks like? We'll look at a common format. These are the three common formats in which you will usually see the API keys. Now, this is just some random string format. This one over here is a little more structured, and this is actually an API key that I took out from the Stripe app. If you have heard of it, Stripe app. This is a very structured format. If you see, SK test means a test key for the Stripe application, and then this is the body. This is the body of the key, and this is some kind of prefix you can say, which says that okay, this is for Stripe application and it is a test key. So you can actually make your own keys in this format, and this is a base 64 encoded key. Okay, now let's understand what are the pros and cons of this API key based authentication system. All right, okay, so let's first talk about pros. The very first pro that I know of is it is very simple to implement. In the very next video, we will show its implementation and you will see that it is fairly easy to implement. So it is simple to implement, then it is very lightweight. And then there is one very important pro of this API key based mechanism, that is usage tracking. So you see, for your API, you will be giving out specific keys to specific users. So your solution can actually track for a particular API key how many requests were sent in a day or in a year or in a week, whatever the use case might be. And also another very important feature is it's very easy to revocate. So let's say you got to know that one of your API key has been compromised, you can just remove the validation or you can just remove that key from your database. And whenever a request comes in that contains that very compromised key, you know that this is from a compromised client and you won't just allow it. All right. So these are the four important benefits of implementing this API key based authentication. Now let's talk about a few cons here. The very first one is a security risk. Now, why is that? So, let's say if an API is exposed, anyone can use it unless restrictions are in place, right? Second one is there is no built in expiry. That means once an API key is given out, you actually don't know when it will expire. So because it does not expire automatically, you will have to manually do some rotation, and then you can give out the client a new key, and then you can expire the previous key. Okay. Another very important con for this API key based authentication is it is not user specific, right? It is in fact API specific. So API keys usually identify the application or service, and they do not identify the end user that is actually making the request. So these are basically used in different scenarios. Now let's understand in which scenario I should go for API key based authentication. So you must have seen this very famous weather app, right? And we have also seen people building awesome applications around the weather, the weather API, right? So how do they actually get this weather data? They actually use the weather APIs using this key and then put that key into their particular application and they get the data. So Open Weather Map, if you have heard of this website, it is a very famous website. They give out keys, API keys. You use those keys, make a call to their APIs, and you are able to get the data. Okay, so now there are several other example could be the payment gateways. So services like Stripe, they use API keys for server to server communication and get the payment thing done. Now, very important, one more example is the IoT devices. Now, we see IoT devices all over the place now, right? In the farms, in the houses or at some remote location. Now, how do they actually? There is no user governing them. They are automatically sending data. They are communicating with an API and just send the data. They do not verify usually. Okay, I belong to this particular user. So there is just an API key that they are using, making request to that API using that API key, and they get or send the data. Okay, several other SaaS platforms like Slack, they also provide API keys for developers, and we build integrations on top of that. So these are the few examples that we have for API, where API key mechanism is used. So that's a wrap on the API key based authentication, and I hope you find this video helpful. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more related content. And let me know if in the comments how you are planning to use API keys in your project. In the next video, we'll see how we can actually implement the API key based authentication. So stay tuned. Thank you.